Right, it's your boy Chris Rush. How you guys doing? I knew this day would have to come, and so this video is directed to the abolitionists out there as individuals. If you watch this video and it doesn't apply to you, I'm not obviously attacking the whole movement. I'm talking, or I'm not attacking anybody really, but I'm just talking to people because I understand that they are going to be concerned. There are concerns now, and they're going to be continued concerns as I believe Ted Cruz is going to get the nomination, and I just want to address some of those concerns right away. All right. And so if don't take it like I said, if it's not to you, it's not to you. I'm talking to just people who may be concerned to clear some things up. So first things first. Why one thing, huge reason obviously why I'm supporting Senator Ted Cruz for president is because he is the most friendly to the abolition movement than I believe any candidate that has been running for a long time. Except for one, and we're going to get to that one other one that was probably more friendly to the abolition movement. Ted Cruz doesn't believe in any rape exceptions, which he gets criticized from the left. He doesn't believe that in any exceptions regarding weeks and things like that. And on that basis, this is a man who believes that abortion is sin, and that this is a wrong and a travesty, and it is killing innocent life. I don't. There's no question of doubt in our mind. And so that is a person that if we were to sit down, I believe, and talk to him about the abolition movement, that he would actually be able to hear us through the lens of the Constitution, the Bible, and the understanding that all these things about the truth about abortion, and actually give us ear. Okay. Yes, on one level, I've said over and over that we got to support someone, who has no exception and is an abolitionist. So if you want to say that I'm compromising, I guess I did on one level say, well, he's not bluntly an abolitionist, but he believes in no exception. That's really good enough. And then he understands that God judges nations, and God could judge this nation about abortion. I've heard him say that. And so I back him for that. And one thing I want to say about the fact that he's not an abolitionist or whatever, what we need to understand is that as what I see and what I've done too, and what I've seen of other individual abolitionists, that they try to meet with pastors, they try to talk to pastors, they try to talk with people, and they explain why a lot of the pro life ways aren't right. They try to explain why we have to, as Christians, do more against abortion. They actually give time for pastors to leave and to change. Why don't we extend that same courtesy to politicians and to Ted Cruz? No one knows who we are. No one we have the abolition movement is not as big as the pro life movement and their talking points. And when I meet politicians, legislators, congress people, and stuff like that, it's actually pretty funny because I'll ask them about abortion, and they actually feel their face would change. They feel like they want to do something. They say but they feel like we've been doing the same thing, it's not working, so they kind of want to give up on it. But they're like, what are we gonna do? And so a lot of people are just feeling powerless. So we need to be able to not just throw stones or yell or whatever, but actually give them the same luxury we've given our friends and family of explaining this thing too. And this is what I believe Ted Cruz will be open to, that if we were to sit him down and explain abolition, what could he really argue with our points? I think he would understand. The other thing I would say is that Lincoln was not an abolitionist, but we understand him to obviously sign a Declaration of Proclamation. He did it. He was influenced by the abolitionists. Based off my historical teachings from Russell Hunter, and I may be getting this wrong, but I remember him saying that at one point even Garrison was like called Lincoln white trash, and he was upset with Lincoln for a lot of racist stuff he said, but then turn around and be like, no, but still vote for him because he's the best we got. And Lincoln didn't agree with slavery, but he wasn't absolutely he wasn't an abolitionist in all his ways. And I'm not trying to say Ted Cruz is exactly like that, but I'm trying to say that to ask for purity, like a full on, I need a full on abolitionist right now, is what we should continue to say. But there's nothing wrong or sinful, I think, about supporting a guy who believes that abortion is sin, believes in protecting all children, and understand that. And I get the whole idea. Well, he's around. He believes in regulating abortion. Well, when you're surrounded by the top pro-life lobbyists and they come to you and these top Christian leaders who are and tell you this is the way, this is the way we've all decided. I mean, how could you not support that on one level? How could you not be like, well, give them ear because you want to do something? So when the lobbyists come and they say this is how we do it, do you think, okay, yeah, I'll back your bill, I'll back this? But I think the more that we come, and so I want to say that, just say that, um, yes. One thing I really want to say too is that this is, and I'm sorry, you guys, for those of you who knew what Mike Huckabee said, when Mike Huckabee said, "I believe it's time for us to end abortion." We know the science that he totally straight up talked about abolition. For those of you who know that he said that and didn't sound the alarm, make a note to support him, tell others to support him, and jump on that bandwagon when he said, "I believe we should end abortion." Honestly, I don't want to hear from you. To me, that's hypocrisy. Now, of course, you can do abolition. I don't want to hear your criticism about Ted Cruz or the presidential candidates, because when you had a abolitionist candidate, you didn't support him. There was an abolitionist candidate actually running this term, and you did not support him. And if you did, and I don't know about it, great. Then you have a right to try to criticize Ted, I guess, and we could talk that out. But if you knew what Mike Huckabee said, and you did not support Mike Huckabee when he said that, I don't want to hear from you, because you obviously weren't about it. Because when he said it, you should have been on his team supporting him and promoting it. Now, are we just going to be people who criticize and get mad? But when they say something right, and notice it didn't really help Mike Huckabee. It didn't really. You would think the pro life movement would make him the golden child, but So I just want to say that hypocrisy is too much to bear, and I'm not willing to really have much conversation with somebody about the politics of this season if they didn't support the one abolitionist who was actually running. He might not be a full blown abolitionist, but he straight up on the national stage said it's time for us to abolish abortion, and he said end abortion with an ed. So yeah, save that to yourself. You can huff and puff by yourself. If this is you. Okay, so also want to say when I talked to his dad, and I've talked to his dad a couple of times, and his dad said, Ted and him, and they all believe that abortion is wrong, it's sin. Now I want to say this: as I go to Ohio, and I might be given an opportunity to shake Ted's head again or say something to him, I'm going to continue to bring this issue up. I'm going to bring this up, and not saying it's going to change the world, but we have to get involved, put our hands to the dirt when it comes to the politics of this thing to see change. So it's not just, and hey, be led by the Holy Spirit. I'm not telling everyone to do what I'm doing or anything like that, but just recognize there's a place where, like, hey, to have abolitionists in place in government, in places of influence, may actually help the movement. It's not just, I don't know. If anyone thinks I'm just compromising, I'm not saying, I don't know if anyone really does, but some people probably do. It's silly to me, because it's like, no, bro, I'm just trying to get closer and closer to the people and not change the message, not change the heart. And that's what we should be doing. So I think I hit all my points. Yes. All right. Well, Ted Cruz for president. It's time for us to abolish abortion. All hands on deck. It's time to get serious, get our hands dirty. If you knew Mike Huckabee said that we need to end abortion, you did not support him, I don't want to hear any of your criticism regarding politics, okay? All right? Don't want to hear it, because you weren't helping at that time. You had your chance, okay? Let's go. Sorry. All right, bye.